What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another ProGuides video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Vitality's unusual Superstack CT strategy during the recent CS Summit 4 Grand Finals. Vitality had an absolutely outstanding group stage at the event. They won 80% of their matches, taking everyone by storm. This form continued through the finals, where they took down Team Liquid with a swift 2-0. Unlike some of the other teams at the event, not much had been seen from Vitality beforehand. They hadn't played at a LAN event for over a month before Summit, so while other top teams were grinding the LAN circuit, Vitality was able to theory craft and practice new strategies. This let them come up with some never-before-seen tactics, and this surprise factor is what helped lead them to victory. For this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Overpass game of the finals. Vitality started on the CT side and put an impressive 11 rounds for the half. But how did they do it? Let's head over to round 7, where we can see the beginnings of their master plan. Liquid won the pistol and, expectedly, the next 2 rounds, but Vitality struck back by grabbing the next 3 and evening out the scoreline. Both teams can afford a decent buy here in round 7, with grenades and rifles on each side. The round begins. We can see a strange choice on the Vitality side. NBK has grabbed a full belt of utility, but his weapon is only an MP9. Both Alex and RPK could have dropped a rifle for NBK if they wanted to. This tells us that Vitality has a plan. But what is it? Let's start by following NBK and his MP9 to see exactly what they're up to. We can see that NBK is the only member of Vitality heading to the B site. On his approach, he's already thrown a molly to delay the push into water. He follows this up with a flash and a smoke into Monster. We know that if Liquid heads to B, they'll have an easy time overrunning the site. NBK is using that utility to create a smoke screen and to stop that push. So, what are the rest of the team up to while NBK is left alone to play an illusionist? Alex and Zywoo are making a standard play at Picnic. They smoke the steps and push aggressively to catch anyone crossing. Apex also makes a pretty normal play. He heads to the connector to watch for any pushes. Importantly though, he's not holding the lower section. Instead, he's staying close to the top in order to rotate quickly to Picnic. The key addition here is what RPK is up to. He's pushing all the way through long on his own. This let him create crossfires for both Alex and Zywoo. You'll usually see players push to Picnic or long, but not both areas at once. And we can clearly see why on the other side of the map. NBK is alone with an MP9 and has already used most of his grenades. That MP9 is no match for Liquid, who roll over NBK and take complete control of the site in moments. So why are 4 of the Vitality team holding one side of the map? Usually you'll see this kind of stack when a team has a bad economy. A team will usually try to stay together so that they can use their numbers advantage to offset their poor weaponry. But Vitality is choosing to do this with a full buy. They're creating these super stacks with rifles and grenades. If a team keeps too many members together at once, they'll also sacrifice map control in the process. It's a high-risk strategy, but it has a purpose. By putting so much of the team in one area, it gives them the best chance of getting a man advantage in any battle. A 1-for-1 trade gives the T side an advantage. By stacking like this, they get to weaken the enemy before they can execute onto a site. Of course, this only works if the enemy team actually walk into your super stack, which Liquid doesn't. As the remaining Vitality players rotate across the map, look at how none of them are heading through connector. They're taking much longer route back through the CT spawn, and this is something we'll see more of. Apex goes down as soon as he reaches the site, and Vitality back off to save their weapons. But we can see what they have in mind. The best part is that Liquid didn't see this super stack at all. So Vitality can roll it out again the next round and still have the element of surprise. Which is exactly what Vitality do. We can see the same setup once again in round 8, this time with NBK down to just a 5-7 and grenades to defend B. The rest of Vitality head towards Fountain and it feels all very familiar. But wait, what's this? Liquid is approaching the super stack this time. We get to see the strategy in action as Zywoo acts as the initial bait. He draws the focus of the Liquid players while RPK swings around long to flank. Alex is also supposed to help RPK but is blinded by Liquid. It still helps since RPK can pick up a quick double while Liquid is busy killing Alex. This gamble pays off and gives Vitality an early man advantage. RPK and Zaiwu check that there are no more enemies pushing, then begin to rotate off. They want to create their next Superstack at B. Unfortunately, Apex's push through Connector sees him getting taken down by a sneaky Stewie 2K. But his death was not in vain. It let NBK know that he had to reposition to sandbags to get that man advantage once again. With the 3v2, Vitality has no problem securing the B side and shutting down Liquid. Third time's a charm in round 9 for Vitality as they go for the Superstack once again. With a couple of small changes. This time, Apex is delayed getting to the stack. He's throwing a smoke grenade to Monster to start the round to support NBK. Alex is torn between Picnic and Long, but settles on Long. This is to create a different setup than the last round where he was flashed and couldn't contribute. And it's just as well because Liquid flashed that same spot once again. Alex's hesitation makes him late to helping RPK, not that RPK needs any help, but by changing setups like this, it keeps Liquid from countering the Vitality positions with utility. Or it forces them to use more utility to account for every possible way Vitality could be defending. The Superstack works once again and Vitality comes away with a 2-man advantage. All 4 of the Vitality stack, even Apex, immediately heading straight back to the CT spawn to create the B Superstack that they couldn't last round. The adaptation from Apex shows how much they value this double man advantage they've created. They don't want to risk overextending when they don't have to. Fountain isn't a bomb site, Picnic isn't a bomb site, Connector, you guessed it, is not a bomb site. They have a huge advantage and don't want to throw it away. Zaiwu is left alone on A to keep watching those long sightlines with his op, with MBK rotating in to help shortly after. As the round ticks on, Liquid used some utility to bait out a shot from Zaiwu and pull rotation from B. But by the time Liquid have moved from the bathrooms all the way back to Monster, Apex has moved back to B too. What comes next really cements the mindset Vitality had for these Superstacks. Liquid push out through Monster and we see not 1, not 2, but all 3 of the Vitality players peeking the same angle. This teamwork forces an enemy to register that they have to deal with 3 players in 3 different locations. Meanwhile, Vitality can focus on a single entry point. Even though it was a 3v3 engagement, Vitality used their numbers to create a positional advantage. Meanwhile, Vitality can focus on a single entry point. Even though this was a 3v3 engagement, Vitality used their numbers to create a positional advantage. It is beautiful CS. You can see the huge impact this Superstack has had on Liquid's mentality and confidence in round 11. This is their first full buy since Vitality's triple peak on B, and Liquid are scared it'll happen again. Liquid uses all 5 members and 40 seconds just trying to get control of bathrooms. Not even the bomb site, just bathrooms. And it doesn't even work. Liquid are left in a 2v4 with 25 seconds on the clock. Forced to hastily run through Connector to try to get to a B plant, and it goes about as well as you'd expect it to. Vitality has made Liquid so afraid of their early Superstacks that they can now hold passive defensive angles. They know that Liquid are going to have to burn so much time and utility trying to carefully clear any angle that could be double or triple or peaked. Vitality's manipulation pays off yet again in round 13. Liquid have been conditioned to be afraid of the picnic area, so Vitality can now leave just 2 players there. This lets them have an incredibly strong 3-player hold on the smaller B side instead. We get a series of trades that leaves Liquid in another 2v4, but we want to focus on NBK here. Alex has been knocked down to just 4 HP. NBK has moved through Connector to be able to trade for him at water. Alex goes down. NBK listens long enough to know that Liquid are retreating and he swings out for the trade. This leaves Naf in a 3v1, but NBK is taking no chances. He immediately turns and starts heading back to A. He wants to regroup with his team and create another single unit. Take a look at how much utility Vitality have at the start of this 3v1. 2 smokes, 3 flashes, and a molly. It's enough for a whole execute. So how do Vitality use all of this? First, a smoke from Zywoo for Monster to cut off the side entrance. Then, a self-flash from Apex so he can peek. A second flash for Apex, this time from Zywoo from another peek. MBK's mollies to replace the first smoke so Apex can flank. And finally, another flash from NBK so he can move up pillar and trade with Zywoo. Vitality just spent $1,500 to make sure that they had the best chance of winning this 3v1. They used every tool available to them so that they can move in as a team and create a unified front. In a world of superstars like Simple, Nico, and Coldzera, it's refreshing to see players find success based on teamwork. Your major advantage on T-side is that you have more players. Contested areas will usually hold 2 or 3 CTs, so you can overwhelm them with your numbers. Vitality took a calculated risk to turn the tables, and it paid off. After Vitality won their Superstack in round 8, Liquid didn't get a single round on their T side. They may have only used a Superstack for 3 rounds, but its effect impacted every round that followed. We hope to see more innovation like this from teams. With Astralis limiting which tournaments they attend, we need someone else to take up the mantle of slick teamwork. Could it be Vitality?